Alright, let's do this again. Welcome back to the channel. Opening scene. Epic music swells as the camera dramatically zooms in on the Roman Colosseum. Narrator. Before Rome ruled the world, it was just a city among many. But everything changed in 27 BCE when the Roman Republic became the Roman Empire. Want to know how? Well, here's the surprisingly recent history of how the Roman Empire began. So let's get into it. And now meet Augustus, the man who transformed the Roman Republic into an empire. So for centuries, Rome was a republic, sort of combination monarchy/democracy, where elected officials were supposed to govern in the best interests of the people. But really, power struggles and civil wars weakened the whole system. Enter Julius Caesar, a brilliant general and military dictator, who also happened to be a bit of a political disruptor. Through a combination of charm, force, and political maneuvering, Julius Caesar seized more and more power for himself, much to the dismay of the Senate. And so in 49 BCE, he did something that would make the Senate very angry, something they would never forgive him for: crossed the Rubicon River with his army, thus beginning a civil war against Rome itself. After 4 years of fighting, Caesar had defeated his enemies and was declared dictator for life. But the very idea of a dictator was an anathema to the Romans. It meant the end of the Republic. And so in 44 BCE, a group of senators assassinated Caesar, hoping to restore the Republic. But instead of restoring balance to the scales, they only plunged Rome into more chaos. Out of this maelstrom rose Caesar's adopted son, Octavian, who would eventually take the title Augustus. And we'll tell you exactly what that means in just a moment. In 27 BCE, after a decade of civil wars and political upheaval, Octavian was granted the title Augustus. With this new title came absolute power over the entire Mediterranean. And so, thanks to Augustus, the Roman Empire began. But wait, if Augustus was the first emperor of Rome, why was Rome called the Roman Empire? Well, because the word emperor comes from the Latin word imperare, which means to command. And Augustus was the first Roman to hold that title. But don't worry, it gets easier. So Augustus ruled over what is often referred to as the Pax Romana, or Roman peace. It lasted about 200 years and was a time of great prosperity and expansion throughout the empire. During this time, the Romans built roads, aqueducts, public buildings, and monuments throughout their domain. They also spread their culture and language wherever they went, which helped to create a sense of unity among the diverse peoples of the empire. And while Augustus is considered the first emperor of Rome, he didn't really look or behave like we might expect a traditional emperor to look and behave. In fact, he looked more like a Roman gentleman's senator than a powerful ruler. He was known for his intelligence, his ability to connect with people from all walks of life, and his dedication to public service. However, he was also known for being a bit of a control freak. He carefully cultivated an image of piety and restraint, even though he was rumored to have enjoyed a more debauched lifestyle in his youth. He also kept a tight grip on the reins of power, and he wasn't afraid to use force to keep his enemies in check. But despite any rumors or realities of his personal life, Augustus wanted to project an image of a virtuous leader. And so he carefully crafted the image of the ideal Roman emperor. His successors would follow his example, at least for a while, setting the standard for generations of emperors to come. And so under Augustus, Rome entered a new era of peace and prosperity. The old republic was gone, replaced by an empire that stretched from the Atlantic Ocean to the Arabian Sea. But that's a story for another time. So that's the surprisingly recent history of how the Roman Empire began. Now stay tuned for more history.